On this week's live stream, we add some firepower to the cool new weapons we created for our upgrade store. We look at an amazing custom block that lets you position sprites right off the screen. And we learn how to stop one sound without muting the whole orchestra. All this and more coming right up on the Chromeworks live stream.
Mr. T, your video isn't on.
I'm pretty sure it is. Thane, what's going on? What do you mean?
I don't see the camera on.
Oh, you mean on Discord. Okay, I got it now. Are we good now?
Yep.
All right.
Yeah, there we go.
Okay. Hi, everybody. Sorry about that. Last minute technical glitch there. It's Mr. T back again with the Chromeworks live stream. Hello to everybody out there in TV land who's joining us. Happy to be back after a week of vacation. Got lots of stuff coming up this week, including a really cool new custom block pack that funny animator Jim has tuned me into. That's really cool. That's got some amazing new functions that I think are really going to help you coders out there to create some new stuff. I'm going to be showing you the latest updates to my upgrade store project, this 2D space shooter that I've been working on. This week I plugged in some more stuff. We built the upgrade store way back a couple of weeks ago, but nothing actually happened other than the graphics changing around. So now I've created lasers and a couple of other things for it, and I'll be releasing a tutorial at 11 o'clock as usual, where we'll be giving all the details on how to do it, but I'll be giving you a little bit of an update this week on how that all happens. In the meantime, let's say hi to all my friends out there. If you're watching on YouTube, by all means, leave me a little note here. Tell me who you are, or just your first name, and maybe the city or country that you come from, and if you want your age, and I will give you a shout out on the stream. Who's over with us on Discord today? We've got some of our usual suspects. Funny animator Jim's here from upstate New York. Good morning, Jim. How are you?
Good morning. How are you two?
Good, good. So, yeah, Jim, thanks so much for tuning me into this new project with the custom blocks. There's some really neat stuff in Scratch that you can do only with custom blocks that I've been learning about now, like things that seemed impossible that turn out to actually be possible with a couple of workarounds. How did you come across this particular project? Just surfing around there?
I was just going to say, yeah, the fact that Scratch is slightly more limited than other programming languages kind of forces people to think outside the box, right? I think it was Griff Patch that said that.
Yeah, that's true. There's because it's designed for kids, there's a lot of really there's limitations in it that stop you from getting into too much trouble the way that you can in a more sophisticated programming language. Still, though, it amazes me the stuff that's possible with just a couple of clever workarounds. So, yeah, Griff Patch is totally right here. There's if you're creative enough. Sorry, Jim, go ahead.
And about how I found the project, so I'm making my 3D game, and I was just searching on some users that were also making 3D stuff. And I found one guy's projects, the guy that made the project that you're going to show. So I was checking out his projects and saw that one said useful scripts. So I was curious to see what he made, and the rest is history. I found it in especially one of the blocks is related to sound. That's the one that really caught my attention a lot.
Yeah, we're going to be looking at that in a minute. The user we're talking about, his name is Vadik1, VADIK1. Really great Scratch user, does a lot of 3D content, and has come up with these custom blocks I'm going to be showing you in just a little bit. First, let's see who else is with us today. We've got Kian from Ottawa. Good morning, Kian. And doesn't look like Kian's available. And over in Florida, as always, we have Thane, Crazy Kirby Boy. Good morning, Thane.
Good morning, Mr. T.
What's going on with you lately?
Well, I actually have started school activities. Basically what I mean is I'm doing something called Cedar. It's basically like school, but it only happens once a week.
Okay, well, I hope you're gonna still have some time to do some coding for me, dude.
Yeah, I haven't really been able to post videos because I have homework to do
Yeah.
as well.
Okay, well, hopefully we'll be resuming your Minecraft stuff. Thane had a bit of a computer meltdown a couple of weeks ago, and it's made it a little harder for him to post videos. But we're getting them up and running in the next little while, so looking forward to that. All right, guys. So yeah, as I said, I am back from vacation. I stopped and I got married last week. This is my second wedding. Here's a picture of my beautiful new bride. This is Lynn, who I'm just deeply in love with. I just wanted to show you a picture and just tell you where I was in the last little while. So Lynn and I have been together for about 10 years, but because Jeffrey, my son, is heading off to Sweden to go to school in a couple of weeks. We wanted to, and he's going to be gone probably for 2 years. We wanted to get married before he actually fled the country anyway. So that's another thing that's coming up on my agenda. I am heading to Stockholm, Sweden in a couple of weeks, and I'll be shooting some video there at Future Games, the #2 gaming university in the world. A really fantastic program there, very prestigious. So I'll be poking around the campus and maybe talking to some students and staff if I can track them down, and so you can look forward to hearing some more of that in the next couple of weeks anyway. So though I'll probably end up taking a week off from the live stream while I'm out of the country. Anyway, lots of stuff to do to travel right now during COVID restrictions, and so I'm gonna have to get another last minute COVID test, and there's just been all kinds of hoops to jump through, just getting my passport and visas and stuff. So it looks like it's all good to go, and I'm heading for Stockholm. Really excited about that. All right, so let's get on to the project of the week, which is our upgrade system. Let me show you what we got going here. Okay, so this is part 2 of my upgrade system project that I started previewing for you last week. So I've added a little bit more to it. The game is more or less complete now, but I did not finish coding it in part 2, so I'll be back next week with a part 3 tutorial as well. So what I started doing this week was plugging the graphics in. As you guys might remember from the last time, we have this set up basically so that you could spend money and buy different objects here, like shields and lasers and all sorts of other stuff. I've added some bad guys, as you can see, that are coming down the screen here, and I also added the laser beams, and they're fully upgradable. So let me show you how that works right now. So let's go start it off again. So we got our bad guys spawning at the top of the screen and kind of spinning around. I shoot my basic laser at them. And now let's go and upgrade the laser. You can see that the game pauses so that while we're in this upgrade menu. Then let's go upgrade to the twin Xenon lasers. Normally you'd have to shoot quite a few bad guys to afford these, but I've just hacked the money a little bit so I can get lots of stuff going here. So here's the twin Xenon lasers. And now we've got double lasers and different sound effects, which is kind of cool. And let me show you the last upgrade, the Pluto shock cannon. And that one goes in 3 directions, and it shoots way faster as well. So nothing too complicated here, but I did have a couple of programming challenges. Number one, I've been struggling with how to get clones created in such a way that they function differently depending on what the upgrades are, right? So I'm creating my clones inside my main spaceship. Let me share this file with you, by the way. Let me post it into the chat here. I'll post it into Ask Mr. T over on Discord and into the YouTube chat as well if anyone's watching. Looks pretty quiet on the YouTube chat. If you're lurking out there, please say hello. All right, so where was I? Okay. So we're creating the clones over here in the spaceship, basically, when I hit space key. And the reason I was trying to do that is I realized that a lot of my shooting aids were glitching out because I was creating clones of my laser beam inside the laser beam. And if you don't do that properly, what can end up happening is your cloned laser can create a clone of itself. And if you start spamming the shoot key, your game very, very quickly lags out and ends up basically crashing, because well, you think you've created 4 or 5 lasers, but you've actually created 30, 40, 50 lasers, depending on how fast you're spawning these things. So I've created my lasers inside my ship here, which works pretty well if you've got a simple laser. But the problem is that depending on what upgrade I've chosen, there's all kinds of different iterations of the laser that we're going to be using here. So what I did was I created a variable here called laser index. This is a global variable. I can't create a local variable for my laser inside the ship, because it's the local variable and you can only see it inside the laser beam. So how do I, so I need my lasers to be able to tell each other apart. I need to know what my first type level 1 laser is and how it's different from my level 2 laser. And that means I have to identify these lasers by stamping them with a name in a local variable, but I can't do that from here. So I had a little bit of a conundrum about how to do that, and Jeffrey and I talked about it and we sorted out a solution that works pretty well. So I'm setting a global variable here under set laser index to 1, and then when we create the laser, what I do is I take that that global variable, the laser index, and I convert it to a local variable. So when the laser index gets stamped right here, it gets that value gets put into a local variable that gets stamped onto the individual clones as they're made. So the problem though is we're creating more than 1 laser sometimes per shot. Like once we get to the Pluto shock cannon, we're creating 3 lasers at once, which creates a whole bunch of problems. So when I'm creating 3 lasers, like let me show you. So lasers 4, 5, and 6 here are the ones that are involved with the Pluto shock cannon. 4 is the one that goes to the, or that goes in the middle. 5 is the one that goes to the left, and 6 is the one that goes to the right. So in between creating these and stamping these, I had to put a wait 0 seconds block here. Now, wait 0 seconds, why would we wait for no time at all? That's a little hack in Scratch that basically forces everything here to go to the next frame of animation. So everything after wait 0 seconds gets pushed to the next frame of animation. So we're basically taking the laser index number here, the global variable, stamping it onto the local variable for the laser, and then coming back and in the next frame processing the second laser. Now that creates some timing problems, and so we had to add some more delays over back in the laser again. But in the end, it all ended up working quite nicely. So you can see, oh, hi to Hyper Blueberry from Ottawa. I haven't seen you in a while. Nice to see you again, sir. All right, so my local laser here, depending on the number that's stamped with it, we're just telling it to behave slightly differently. So laser index 1 here basically connects up with the level 0, the basic laser, and all this command does is place it a little bit higher. We basically go to the center of the ship, and then we move it up a little bit so that it's ready to start going when we fire. You can see it's firing right out of the top of the ship because we've moved it from the center of the ship up to the top. For the second level upgrade, let me go pause this for a second. So for the second level upgrade here, we're going to use index 2 and 3, and those are just going to be offset a little bit. So the X on the first laser is going to be moved a little to the left. The X on the right laser is going to be moved a little bit to the right. And then when you fire your upgraded laser, you can see it's pushing it out of both different spots here. The graphic and sound effects have also changed, and that happens right back here. We're basically changing the sound to match the upgrade level variable. So laser 1 is the name of the costume and the name of the sound effect here. And so just by joining the word laser with that upgrade level, I've sneakily created a way to change all the graphics and stuff around. So all we have to worry about here is the starting position. And then once we get out of there, we just do a repeat until touching edge where we're moving 10 steps. The collision detection's over in the enemies, so we don't have to worry about them. What does Hyper Blueberry have to say? Been a while since I watched one of these streams. Well, I'm glad to have you back, Hyper Blueberry. I noticed that you published a video a little while ago. I haven't had a chance to look at it yet. Hyper Blueberry has a YouTube channel, and he does some coding and other stuff on there. So maybe if what you have there is interesting, I might showcase it next week. Let me know what you're up to. Anyway, so the other thing I wanted to mention that I did that was kind of interesting in this project is how the design of my enemy here. So this is a really cool looking enemy, and I actually designed it by grabbing a ladybug from scratch. I just wanted to show you guys quickly how I came up with that. So how do we get from there to this graphic here? We just did a whole bunch of deleting. What I did was I ungrouped these guys and then just started deleting elements from them. This guy needs ungrouping as well. So here's an example of how you don't always have to invent stuff from scratch. You can just, from scratch, you can just modify existing graphics. Sometimes they use a little bit of imagination, and you can do some really cool stuff just by playing around here. So let's move this to the center, get rid of a couple of legs, maybe move these around a little bit, and ta-da, we have a little spaceship here, which is looking really cool. So that's how I did that. So there's a couple of files that are in the description here that you'll be able to find. This part 2 file that has all the coding that we did is available. As I said, the tutorial is being released at 11 o'clock. And there's also a starter file that basically has all the code we added in part 1 that will get you going so that you can start coding if you want to jump right into part 2. I would suggest that you watch part 1 though, because the upgrade store is the whole point of this, and part 1 is where we got that whole upgrade store and the menu system here going. And I think it's a nice little bit of programming that will be quite useful in a lot of your projects as well. So hopefully we can get some more people building this. I do have a remix room set up for this, so if you're modifying this game and adding your own custom weapons, etc., then please share it with me and I'll put it on the stream. Hyper Blueberry says, I haven't done a scratch vid in a while, but I might. I got into Roblox scripting and modeling in Blender. So that's what your latest video was on. I just saw it this morning and didn't have a chance to click on it and have a look. So very interested in what you're up to there. So I might show a little bit of that next week, as I said. Okay, guys, so the main event today is this custom block package that I alluded to that Funny Animator Jim set me up with. So it's by a Scratch user by the name of Vadik1. You can see his username here. Let me just click and we'll have a look at some of the other stuff that he's done here. So he's quite a prolific user here. Let me look at all his projects. Yeah, he's done quite a bit of interesting stuff here, including a version of Doom, which looks really interesting. So I'll be looking at a little bit more of his stuff as time goes on. If there's anything interesting, I'll share it with you. But what I wanted to show you today is just this useful scripts package. He's offered it to the Scratch community for free. He says you don't even have to credit him with it. Nothing much happens when you click on the green flag here. It basically says see inside. And once we get into here, you can see there's a whole bunch of custom scripts just loaded inside the cat. Let me get up to them here. And here's all our custom scripts. Some of them are super handy. I haven't played with all of them yet, but they all do some stuff that the ordinary Scratch package doesn't quite do. For example, here's a block here that will point your guy at a XY coordinate. So for example, if I want my cat pointing to the upper right here, I can tell him to point to 240X and 180Y and then click on it and you can see my cat spin. So it's like point in this direction, but without having to point at a with your mouse cursor, just based on where another sprite is. So for example, let me show you what I could do with this. So if I want something looking at an object on the screen, I could pop this into a forever and then just create a variable for my other thing. So let's go ahead and just choose a bat or something here. And I'll put the bat down. And so we would just want to point at the bat's X and Y coordinates, which we can get from this reporter block here. So if I switch on to bat, and I can go X position of bat and Y position of bat. So a lot of these custom blocks, you have to do a little bit of stuff with variables to get them really working in your game. So now this is running, and now you can see that no matter where I move the bat, my cat continues to look at it. So that's a handy little trick. Let me show you some other stuff here. Pros Stop Motion is here. Hi, Pros Stop Motion. I don't know if we've met before. Have you changed your username, or if you want to tell us a little bit about who you are, where you're from, or maybe I do know you and you just changed your username, or maybe I just forgot too. So say hi and we'll give you a little shout out on the stream. Okay, so what else do we have here inside this really cool useful scripts package by Vatic? We've got a jump code here that basically jumps your character to an XY coordinate again. So let's have them go over to the right side of the screen here, 240.
Wait, I'm understanding you should change the seconds to something less than 10, like maybe
Yeah,
2.
let's change it to 1 second. That's good advice, Jim. And the height here, I'm not sure what the height variable denotes, but it's how high he'll jump as he goes over to this coordinate. So let's click on it here. Let me hide this this cat, or sorry, this bat. So actually, I'm going to send it to 220 so he doesn't go quite to the edge of the screen. So no matter where he is on the screen here, he will jump over to that spot. It's a little bit like the custom block that I created back in my digital storytelling package a few weeks ago. I don't actually think it's as good as the one that I had it seemed a little, the one that I created was a little bit smoother. It was with some help from Jeffrey. Okay, let me try that one more time here. So let's go here. Yeah, changing the height. Is that just a height in pixels? Let's try a height of 50. Yeah, so that's not 50 pixels. I'm not quite sure what the 50 denotes there. Do you know, Jim?
I haven't played with the jump blocks that much, but also, as you pointed out, I don't. It's a little choppy for some reason. Like it's only going, if you see this actual script that's using it, it's only doing it at 20 FPS, I think.
Yeah.
So I don't know why. Maybe there's probably a good way to fix that.
Yeah, probably. I'm just trying to find my original digital storytelling package, which had its own. Here it is, my code library here. So I'm going to drag in. So I covered this in an earlier live stream. This is my digital storytelling toolkit, and it's basically the same idea. It has a bunch of custom blocks in it that are really useful, mostly for digital storytelling. But the one that I did based on a script from Jeffrey here was jump here, define jump throw to. Okay, let's drag this one over to the cat. I want to show you the difference here. So let's grab the custom block, jump throw to. I'm going to hide this code library, of course, here. So here's my cat, and let me show you this custom block and how it works. So we're jumping, throwing to, let's do the same thing. We'll go to 220 and then 0. And then the height is in pixels. So we'll try like 50 and time 1 second here. So let's give that a try. Yeah, and to my mind, that's a little bit, let's try 200 here. It's a little bit smoother and less choppy. So if you're looking for that, that's not actually going to X of 200, eh? X of 100? X of 50.
That does look a lot better.
It does look smoother, eh?
And the height is also more proportional, right?
Yeah, to pixels. So let's try a higher jump here, for example. You can see that that it's working much more smoothly here. So that is an X of 50. That is working the way that I want it to. Let's have it go to 0, 0. Jump to 0, 0 at a height of 150 and a time of 0.5. And let's see a really fast jump here. Woo! There we go. Yeah, very, very smooth. So custom blocks, is there anything you can't do with custom blocks? It's really, there's some fantastic stuff out here if you just know where to look. So today we're giving you a little preview of some of the things that you can look at. All right, so another block I thought was really, really useful. A few weeks ago I talked to you guys about the size hack. How in Scratch there's a limit to how big you can make stuff. So for example, inside this cat sprite here, if I try to blow it up to, let's say 500%, oh, that is working here, eh? Let me try it with this guy. I think we might already have hacked this guy too far. Things never work the way that I want them to when I demo them here. So let's try again. Increase to 500% here. And you can see that this guy blows up to 452%. He doesn't go to 500. Every character has a maximum size that's based on the size of the sprite, basically. So let me just grab a bigger sprite, like a human character here, for example. We'll grab Andy. And let's try to blow him up to 500. And you can see he only goes up to 415. And so depending on the size and proportions of your character, there's a maximum size you're allowed to blow stuff up to. But the strange hack here is if you momentarily change your costume to a different one that's a smaller size, or even to a blank costume, then you can blow your size up to whatever you want, like 1,000 here, for example. And then go back to your costume, and now the 1,000 sticks, and so we're actually allowed to have a character here that blows up to 1,000. That's how the size hack works. So what Vadik did here with his script is he created a block that that includes that size hack built right into it. So I can take my cat here. Let's hide everything else. There's oh, sorry, let's hide my bat and show my cat again. And so if I want to go up to 1,000 with this guy, I can just punch 1,000 into this custom block here. Ugh, I keep typing the wrong thing. And you can see I can go quite big. Let's try 3,000. And you can see I can get right up to 3,000 in size, which is pretty impressive. So that allows you to do a whole bunch of cool stuff, all with one simple custom block. Remember, guys, if you want to use these custom blocks, you can't just drag this block into your library. You have to take the definition block. So in this case, set size, I would have to go looking for it inside Vadik script here. And where is his set size? It's somewhere down here. Anyway, here it is, yeah. So I would have to grab this custom block definition file, drag it into my library, and then pull it out in my project. Okay, so a couple of other custom blocks here. I have a few little demo files I wanted to show you that showed some of this stuff off to a little greater effect. But let's just do a refresh here. I've made a big mess on this project. All right, so there's some other stuff here, but there's two significant projects here that I really wanted to show you guys today. The first one is this block here that, where did it go? Jump to, stop, go to, oh yeah, go to XY with no limit. So what this block does, it'll reposition a character right off the screen. Now this is another limitation in Scratch that it turns out you can get around by doing a little bit of playing around with changing costumes around. So we changed to a null costume that's smaller than this one, and it allows us to play stuff off the screen. Let me show you the limitation in Scratch here. So if, let me blow up my cat here. So if I try to position him off screen, let's change his X coordinate to 240, which is the edge of the screen. Now let's try pushing him further than that. So I can, again, I can get him a little bit off the screen. Let's try 270. Let's try 300. Beautiful. But what if I try to go to 350? You'll see that it defaults back to 315 here. That is the maximum you're allowed to get this cat off the screen, which means his little tail is always going to be visible here. Not so with this block, though. So let's change this guy's Y to 0. Using this custom block, I can send him over to 500, and that'll take him right off the screen. So you can see how that will be useful for all kinds of scrolling games and stuff. I've created a bunch of scrolling games and stuff in the past where stuff is supposed to come in off the screen, and invariably you have to make the file create itself and then start moving across the screen, so you can see it pop onto the screen and then slide onto the screen from there, which doesn't look as convincing as having it move off the screen and start. This is something that's driven me crazy about Scratch, and it looks like Vatic has solved the problem here by letting it go off screen. Now I've created a little demo file here. It's just a little airplane project. It's number 4 now. I moved it to a different tab. Let me show you what this project looks like. Airplane flying right off the screen. And look at those clouds, how they fly right off the screen and then reappear out in the sky. So this is using this custom block. Let me share this file with you guys at home. I'm going to post it into YouTube and also into Discord here. So if you want to have a look at this file, it's basically just an application of this custom block. Let's have a look inside and see what's going on here and how I use this custom block. So right away I set the start position off screen here to -400, and all I'm doing is setting a random Y, a random height, and then picking a slightly random size, anywhere from 10 to 35%, and then I've taken the go to XY here and I've put it inside a loop. Now the length of the repeat loop here is based on the plane's speed, so the faster your plane's going, the less times it has to go around this loop here, basically, and that's why I divided it by plane speed. So now I'm using the go to XY, and I put a variable here, so I've got a plane X variable that just changes based on the speed every frame. The Y position just stays to what it's been set here. And so just by modifying this variable and using this go-to command, I can do the equivalent of a move a certain number of pixels across the screen, or change X basically by changing the variable and then putting it into this custom block here. And that's going to allow me to position stuff right off the screen and do some really, really cool scrolling screen effects. Let me show that to you guys one more time. Basically seamless, and I think this is just fantastic. I cannot wait to start using this stuff in my real projects. I'm really excited about it. Hi to Gray For's Scratch over on YouTube. You say hello to us. If you want to shout out on the stream, you can tell us a little bit about where you're from and how old you are, or anything else you want to share with the crowd here.
I think he submitted a form, actually.
Great.
In the...
Really? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Discord? Okay, I'll have to have a look at that. Okay, and Pro Stop Motion, you said you changed your username around. So what was your original name? Just tell us a little bit about yourself if you'd like us to give you a little shout out on the stream here. All right, so that does it for the off-screen positioning. I think this is probably the one I'm most excited about. Jim had another custom block that he was excited about. Why don't you tell us about that one, Jim?
The sound block. So if you are you using it in this project?
Yeah,
okay.
In this next project here. So tell us how it works and what's so great about it.
So when you are using Scratch, there is and you are playing sounds. Sometimes you want to stop the sound, right? So there is one block in Scratch that allows you to do that. It's called Stop All Sounds. And if you're playing however many sounds, like let's say you're having this concert here, and then you press Stop All Sounds, it will stop everything. But maybe you don't want to stop all the sounds, but maybe you only want to stop, like if you have your saxophone, your what is that?
Yeah, I've got a trumpet and I've got a conga.
Trumpet and the bongos or the drums. So if you only want to stop one of them, you can't really do that. There's no block that lets you do that. Well, you could set the volume down, but the sound is still kind of playing in the background, so it kind of gets a little awkward. So what Vatic 1 has done is made a block that allows you to stop individual sounds and it's using clones. And how it works is it creates a clone that plays the exact same sound that you want to stop, and then immediately deletes the clone. And the reason why that works is because because when you try to play two of the same sound, it combines them into one. That's just how Scratch works, and then it deletes the clone,
Yeah,
which
really,
stops the sound.
really cool little hack. Again, it's something that I hadn't understood that really works really well. So I've demoed that in this little project here. Let me show it to you guys. So I click the green flag. All the instruments are off. You can see they've turned red. And I'm going to click the play all button. And you can hear I got sax and trumpet and a drum beat going in the background. Now I can shut any of these individual guys off by clicking on them. Well, this is not working the way that I expected it to. Oh, there it goes. Still some issues with this. Right,
I couldn't hear the instruments very well, actually.
okay, let me try cranking the volume up a little bit here. And now you can hear just the trumpet. I thought I'd set up these colors properly, but it looks like they're not changing.
Like a full screen glitch?
Yeah, it might be a full screen thing. Hey, let me try it here, because when I unscreen it, it looks like it's working fine. Let me try it in the small screen here. So everything's red. Now I'll click play all. Oh, I think I buggered something just in the last couple of minutes because it was working just before the broadcast. Oh, now it's working. Okay. And now let's stop the piano, the trumpet. And now you can hear just the drums going. Let's turn the saxophone back on again. Now let's turn the trumpet back on again. So this is an example of this custom block here, and let me show it to you. It's the code is all inside the saxophone here, so I'm basically all my sound files are inside. My main play all button here, and I'm just using message commands from these other buttons to get stuff turned on and turned off. So it's fairly simple. I just have a when the sprite click that sends a broadcast, and then when it receives the broadcast, it plays the sound until done. And here's the stop sound, and so you can use a number here, the number of the sound, or you can use the name of the sound. Let me show you guys this block in action here. So let me get a sound going here. Let's go grab a start play sound until done here, and we'll create another one here that's trumpet as well. So, actually, I'm going to create all three sounds here. And sax. So I'll play all three sounds.
It has to be a not until done.
I think it will work with this as well. Let me give it a try here. So I've got all three sounds here. Oh, yeah, sorry. You know, you're absolutely right, Jim. I'm sorry, I didn't understand what you meant there. So these first two have to be just start sound, and then the last one can be play sound until done. You're absolutely right. Sorry about that. All right, so sax here. All right, so let's play all three of these sounds. And then when I click on sax here, you can hear the sax sounds. Now when I click trumpet, you can hear, but I can cut the trumpet sound off. So all three of these sprites, of these sound files, are all inside the same sprite here. And so we're able to selectively turn one of them off or all of them off just using the name of the sound or the number as well. So in this case, the sound, the sax, or let's do the trumpet, which is a little crisper in sound and easier to hear. So the trumpet is number 2 here. I'll play all three sounds here. And now if I want to turn the trumpet off, I can type a 2 here. And you can hear now that my trumpet has stopped as well. So a really cool little function here. I think this is just a really excellent one as well. So we've got a text back here from Gray for Scratch. So he says, I'm Gray For's 24682 on Scratch. He's 13 years old and he's from Virginia. All right, well, welcome, Gray Force Scratch. We're always happy to have new guests on our live stream. And if you have any projects you want to share with us or anything you want to show to the group, please share it in the text here or drop me an email at info@chromeworks.ca. And I love to show student work. So if you've got something really cool that you're proud of, by all means, get it on the stream here. Just send me a link, and I'm happy to do it. Okay. So I think that's about all I have to show you today, guys. I'm hoping to see some of you guys produce some work with these custom blocks here. So once again, the link for that useful scripts file, you can find it in the file description. It's right here. It's project 230656768, and fantastic little bit of custom Scratch work here that I think really gets around some problems. You're going to see me using this more and more, especially that wraparound screen script. I think I have so many potential uses for that. I think you're going to be seeing a lot of it in the future. Anything else from the peanut gallery before we go? Oh, Luca is online now on the Discord. Luca, are you there?
Yep, I'm here.
So, Lucas, tell us a little bit about what you've been up to lately.
Well, actually, right now I'm just creating some sort of like zombie character in Scratch, and I think I'm gonna animate it, and then maybe I'll use it for certain different games, and you can use it too if you want.
Cool. Well, please share that with us when it's done. Yeah. So, oh, I'm getting a little message here from Jim telling me to accept VC's. Okay, we're gonna get. Gray, we're going to get you onto the Discord in a couple of minutes here. I don't see you right away on the stream, though. Can you DM me, maybe, or post something inside Introduce Yourself so that you'll show up on the screen here, and then I can add you to the Discord community? I used to think that...
He did, I think. He did type some stuff in Introduce Yourself.
Introduce Yourself? Okay, let me have a look at that right now. Oh, here he is. All right, so I am going to give you the role of techie here. There you go. So, Gray, you should be on the Discord right now. If you do, we're not in a big rush today, so if you want to log in and say hi, you're welcome to. Just join the voice chat. It's called On Stage, and you'll find it inside the Chromeworks server here. All right, guys, so... someone was asking me, I guess it was Jim asking me what the peanut gallery is. That's an old person expression that just, I guess the peanut gallery was the cheap seats in a theater back in the old days, and I guess they couldn't afford, the people who sat up in the peanut gallery would probably throw peanuts at on the stage. There's a long tradition of people throwing food in live broadcasts and stuff. Oh, we got Gray on the line here now. Good morning, Gray.
Hello.
Hi. So is this your first time on the live stream, Gray?
I watched some of your streams in the past, mostly Jim showing them to me, and they're pretty cool.
Oh, you're a friend of Jim's, eh? Okay, well, welcome.
Yeah.
How long you been scratching for, Gray?
I've had my Scratch account for 2 years, 6 months, and I've actually been using Scratch for slightly longer than that, just without an account, so that would make it like about 3 years and 2 months.
Cool. So what kind of projects do you like to make?
In my profile, I stated that I also make animations, but I mostly just make games most of the time.
Okay. I'm going to call up your profile right now just because we got a couple of minutes to burn here. Let's go back to the Scratch website.
Yeah, I've been making like a new series. It's called like the Simulator series, and it's kind of like a point and click style of game.
Okay.
Basically, you click on an ending, and then you get an ending, and then you restart it.
I think I played
Can
one of
just,
these.
yeah.
Did you do the IKEA simulator as well, Gray?
Oh yeah, Goose 9254 and Zelda Animator been working, made that game.
Okay. Yeah, I played
on
that
it
a
a
little
little
while
bit
ago.
too.
It's a fun little kind of branching tree structure, and so let me show you Burger King Simulator here, or not show you.
Oh yeah, that game.
Okay.
Welcome
Hey,
to Burger
Ray?
King.
Yeah.
So
Actually, what you're saying is something that I'm sort of trying to create.
Please.
I'm creating like sort of an
How
animation
you
that
just
has a
go through
random
the
different ending
door.
every time, but it's based on randomization, not like you get to choose the ending.
right.
Cool.
Ray, how does this Burger King work? It doesn't seem to do anything. Do I hit the space bar
Yeah, you click on the door.
on the door? Oh, okay. Oh,
You
that's cool.
should show
Yeah,
your
there's something in
Hello,
the
hello.
background I included as a joke.
you should show your screen on the stream.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I didn't even realize that was on my screen. Try that again.
Welcome to Burger King.
Okay, there you go.
All right, here we go. Sorry, I didn't realize you guys weren't looking at my screen. So let's click on the front door here, and that'll take us inside.
Hello, hello.
Yeah.
Something off the menu. Okay, let's give
What
it a
would you
try. Oh, a Burger King foot lettuce. Okay.
Number 15.
Yeah.
Burger King foot
it's
lettuce.
it's like a
The
it's an
last
old
thing you
meme
want
from
in your Burger King
2018.
burger is someone's foot
Yeah.
lettuce, but as it turns out, that might be what you get.
All right.
A
And I
foreigner
tried to
uploaded a
remake
photo
it
anonymously
as
to
like
the
accurately
site,
as
showcasing
possible.
his
So
feed
it's just
of a
like
can of lettuce with the
I'm gonna
statement,
share this in the
"This is
chat
the
in
lettuce
case
you eat
anyone
at
wants to
Burger
have a look
King."
at it.
Admittedly, he had shoes on, but
just
that's
a fair
even worse.
warning. On
It's
some
mostly
devices,
live at
this
11.
game probably won't load because I use sprites for the buttons. But on a new simulator I'm making called Sam's Club Simulator, it uses clones instead of separate sprites.
Oh, okay.
So yeah.
This is a fun little engine here. I've seen a couple of these games now, and I think they're actually a really fun idea. There's not much gameplay. You basically are trying to find all the different endings.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's a great little format for adding memes and other funny stuff. The foot lettuce is pretty hilarious,
wait.
actually.
Is
Yeah.
it like Henry Stickmin series?
Kind of, but like,
Oh, okay.
kind of takes it off the same format.
Made out of
Also,
Welcome to
not only
GameStop.
and
Go
also
inside.
simulators aren't just the games I make. I've been working on a rhythm game as well.
A rhythm game, okay, a little bit like Friday Night Funkin', that kind of stuff.
Yeah, that's the exact game I'm trying to remake.
Okay, yeah, we've been talking about making one of those for Chromeworks as well, but we got a little stuck here. So, is there a project here that I can see, or you haven't shared it yet?
I haven't shared it yet.
Oh, okay. Well, we're really
Still
forward
kind
to
of in the prototyping stage, but I could share like a Terrible Warp link.
Right.
And
All right. Well,
I finished the prototype.
right. Okay. Well, let's give you a bit more time to get something a little more polished going. But when you do get your game finished, please share the link with me, and I'll definitely show it on the stream.
Yeah, definitely will.
Okay, excellent. So I'm really liking these simulators a lot. I think there's a lot of potential there. I might do a tutorial on how to do these at some point. It sounds like a fun little thing. What about you guys on Discord? Would you like to see a tutorial on this? Let me have a look at the Gamestop simulator here.
Yeah, that's the first ever simulator I've ever made.
Okay, what a fun idea.
Welcome to GameStop. Go inside.
Oh yeah,
Walk
the
with your
opening
family
is
because we're about to go
questionable,
bankrupt.
not bad. It's just
Okay.
like
Is there anything
no.
here? Is there anything here that I can't show an audience of children? By the way,
it's fine.
Okay.
It's on Scratch. It wouldn't be on Scratch
yeah,
if
that's
you
true.
know.
It was totally
It's just that like the first sending line says that I'll eat your family or something that I include
Welcome
as a
to
joke.
GameStop. How may I scam you? I mean, help you today.
Yeah, the stick man.
All right. Don't buy games.
Yeah, I purposely misspelled
Do you
stuff.
want to buy?
Brutal. Oh, Fortnite. So which do you suggest I click here?
Super Mario
You
on
should
Scratch
try.
5.
Super Mario
Yeah.
Scratch 5? Okay,
I
click
see
that.
you want to
Yeah,
buy.
that's a game by
Super
Ducky's
Mario on
9254.
Scratch
Fun
5.
fact, came out before Super Mario Scratch 5. So it's like a month before it came out, I think.
Okay. All right, that's really cool. Oh, hello to Duck Goose who joined us over on the YouTube chat. Anyway, I don't think we have any more time.
Duck?
Duck Goose, do you you guys know Duck Goose? He said gray area, and that's kind of what we've been doing right here.
Oh yeah, that's an inside joke between each other.
Okay.
A little inside joke.
All
You
right.
know, he calls me gray area all the time.
Oh, I see. So so Duck Goose is a friend of yours as well. Or
Yep.
An online acquaintance, anyway. All right. Well, this was really fun. I do think I'm going to show some more of these simulators in the future. So if anyone else has any cool simulators they want to show on the stream, I might get Ben or someone making a little video takedown of what these things are all about and maybe how to code them as well. So you can look forward to that in a future episode. Well, if there's no further business, I think we're going to cut it off here. It's getting close to 11 o'clock, and I need to move on with my Saturday here. So,
Yep.
wow. Yeah, sorry, Jim? Were you saying something?
That was great. But yeah, I think if you made a tutorial for the simulators, that would be really cool. And I wonder what kind of, out of the box techniques that could be put into the simulator.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty easy games to make, you know.
Yeah.
Like maybe how you were you had your machine, right, and you were taking stuff off the wall like a hammer.
Yeah.
Like, maybe if you could pull if in the GameStop you could pull the game that you want off the shelf and then scan your credit card or something like that.
Oh yeah, I haven't thought of that. That's actually a pretty cool idea.
Yeah, I think there's lots we can do with this. I do see a lot of opportunities for humor here too. I think a lot of Scratch users, in my experience in the classroom, they want to do stuff that's funny and memey a lot too. So this is a chance to kind of make fun of your favorite store or your least favorite store and do some silly stuff like that. So yeah, I think this will make a really great project. So I'm putting this on my list of things to do. It'll come up at some point anyway, maybe in September sometime. All right, guys. Whoa. That was like an earthquake here. My camera's attached to my table, so I gotta be careful not to shake my table. All right. So, great. I think that static's coming from you, eh? So just be, I think when
Yeah, I need to turn on, like, noise suppression.
Yeah, and
And
maybe
I think I have it off right now.
maybe do push to talk.
And also, I'm not on my main computer, so, like, the mic is, like,
Yeah, no worries. Anyway, just so be careful about in the future. I don't want your static all over my live stream, dude. All right.
It's fine, I'm sorry.
It's all good. So I'm going to be back next week with part 3 of my upgrade store tutorial. If you have anything else you'd like to see, thanks so much to funny animator Jim TV, who gave me the idea for this Vatic 1 custom block tutorial that I did today. If you have anything else, especially custom blocks or cool ways to do stuff in Scratch that I don't know about, send me a note, drop me a file, and I will happily run it. I'm always looking for more material for my live stream. So I will see you guys next week. Thanks a lot for joining me.